I'm William, I'm the chef on the Bob Barker Sea Shepherd vessel. So what Sea Shepherd does, basically we fight against illegal whaling, shark finning, seal hunting, that kind of stuff. So the reason why we do that is to protect life on the oceans. Oceans are very important for our planet and we have to protect them, and nobody else wants to do that job, so we do it. We're all volunteers on the ship. We're all vegans. Well, the ships are completely vegans. One of the reasons for that is that half of the fish are actually used to feed the livestock, so like cows, chicken. A lot of people think that when they stop eating fish, then they're actually protecting the ocean, but they keep eating meat, and so that's why all our ships are vegans. Being vegan means basically we don't consume any animal products, so no milk, no dairy, no eggs, no meat, no fish obviously, and also no honey. So today I'm gonna show you how to make vegan bread. It's gonna be a very easy recipe, so see you in the galley. I'm gonna give you a quick look at the galley. So here I've got a small fridge. I can hear like soya milk, some sauces, some fresh veg. We all work with donations, so sometimes we get some random stuff and we have to double check if it's vegan, obviously, all the time. So for example, we've got this here, which is butter chicken spice paste, and I've double checked before, and obviously it is vegan. It's pretty much spicy, it's just to give the flavor, but it's not actually chicken. So here I've got some spices and herbs. Here I've got like some sauces, some vinegar, this could be caramel. But when we go to sea we have to organize everything. So for example, this couldn't be here. This, if I leave it here at sea, it's gonna move, it's gonna fall on the floor. So yeah, this is to just like keep all the bottles here so it's not gonna move and fall on the floor. Yeah, so when we're at sea, you can imagine cooking at sea is very difficult job. So for example, when we go through a storm or when the weather is a bit rough, I have these bars, but I couldn't live with that. For example, if I'm frying some onions here, in a normal time I would just leave the onions here and do something else. But at sea I have to stay here and be like this, checking my onions. So if I want to make a meal, it will probably take at least twice or 3 times more than usually, because I have to wait here so it doesn't fall on the floor. So I'm gonna show you how to make bread. We make bread on the ship because it's a lot cheaper and it's also better for the crew to have a homemade fresh bread. So the first step to do bread is to activate the yeast here. I've got the yeast, but it needs to be activated. So the first step, I'm gonna fill this with boiling water, half of it. So this is where people clean the dishes on the ship. So we've got the dishwasher here. Then you can have the water that you want to drink, boiling water. This is just to clean the dishes pretty much. Almost all the crew spend some time cleaning the dishes. We have to do it obviously. So to activate the yeast, we've got this filled with half of it, it's boiling water. So I dissolve some sugar, which will be pretty much like 2 tablespoons. And then I'm gonna fill it up, so the double amount of water with cold water now. Like this. And after that, the amount of like 2 or 3 tablespoons of yeast. And when it's well mixed, I'm gonna leave it on a warm place for like 10-15 minutes. So I leave it here, the plate is warm, and it's gonna rise a little bit, so I need to leave this for like 15 minutes. So now I'm gonna continue with the bread mix. So this is wholemeal flour, so I've got pretty much 3 cups of this size, like about 2 tablespoons of salt, so 2 tablespoons of sugar. This time I'm just gonna add some sunflower seeds. I'm gonna grab my yeast that's finally activated, so it's ready to go. So as you can see, it's a bit like bubbles on the top. So I'm gonna mix this to my flour here. I'm I'm gonna start mixing it with my hands. So here I've got warm water with just a little bit of sunflower oil on the top. So I'm gonna add this to the mix. A little bit more water. When I get like kind of sticky dough like this, and I can start to knead it with my hands, and I need to do that for like 5 minutes. You're kind of punching the mix to stretch the gluten out of it. So I'm vegan myself. I became vegan a few years ago, so there are a lot of reasons for that. The reason that is the most important to me is because of animal rights. So I was a very compassionate person, and I realized that the food I was eating at the time was very different with my opinions. I think we have to treat animals like humans. They can feel pain, they can suffer, they can feel loneliness, all that stuff. And for that reason, I became vegan. And also about the environmental issues. So, for example, 98% of the soya grown in the planet is used to feed the cows, pretty much. So when you're eating meat, you're definitely not very good with the earth. So once you're done with the mix that you have been playing with 5 minutes, you just leave it somewhere warm, like here. This is perfect place, and you just cover it with a kitchen towel. And you have to leave this to rise for about 2 hours, and then we'll go back to it later. Also, I want to say how good this experience is to be with Sea Shepherd. I quit my job, came here, I called my parents, my friends, and I said, okay, I bought my tickets to go to Australia, I'm gonna join Sea Shepherd. But it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. By being here, I'm doing direct action to save animals, to save whales, dolphins, seals, and this is just, as a vegan animal rights activist, the best experience I could do. I'm only working with donations, food donations, so sometimes I'm gonna have a lot of food, sometimes I'm just gonna have beans, rice, and potatoes, and I have to deal with that. So as a chef, I need to be very creative to just create my own meals, improve my recipes, because I won't have everything I need here, and this is a very good experience for that. For example, make my own bouillon. So this is when I peel vegetables, I just keep everything. After that, I will just fill this pan with water, add all of them. I would boil it for like an hour, then leave it to rest for 2 hours, and then I'm gonna strain it like this, and I will have my bouillon. Here it's all the vegetables that I can't keep, now I'm gonna throw them away. But here I've got my own bouillon to boil new vegetables, to use in soups, in stews, everything. It's very good. Alright, so here we are, we've waited 2 hours for that bread mix, so now we can take it out. So as you can see, it was rising a lot. It's pretty much double sized now. I'm gonna knead the dough again for 5 minutes. And then I'll drop it in the loaves here with some oil and some flour so it doesn't stick. Alright, so here we are 1 hour later with the bread. As you can see, it rised again, but double size. So now we're gonna bake it. I preheated the oven before at 200 degrees, so now we're gonna bake it. Here we go, 200 degrees, 30 minutes. And it will be ready to go. Alright, so after 30 minutes the bread is ready, so you can take it out of the loaf like this, and you leave it on a cool rack until it's cold. Then you can freeze it, wrap it in cling film, or just eat it. I hope you enjoyed this. I'd like to say one last word now. A lot of people think they can't make a difference, but by doing some little change, like going vegan, trying to protect life, or whatever action you decide to do, if then you tell your friends, your family, maybe some people will follow you, and in the end it will make a big difference.
So see you all. Bye bye.